realistic is it for him to be able to really compete for a starting job as a true freshman?
Yeah, I mean, I know that's his mindset right now, and he's gonna have to do that. But you don't know where that goes or anything like that until we get into August. But right now, it's learning the playbook, learning where to go to class, learning all that stuff, learning the calls. He'll do that. He's very detail oriented. He wants to do it right, and he's very determined. And we got high hopes for him.
Front row left, Doug.
Talking to both Jack and CJ out there today, they both understand the idea that it's not all that common to have two quarterback recruits that highly ranked in the same class. We know every position here has competition. Even if the guy's not in your same class, you're going to have competition. But how are you going to monitor that? Because it is just a little unusual. And what have you guys sensed at all with the Jack and CJ relationship just in the short time they've been here?
I think they both started off really well. They really haven't been in the classroom all that much. It's really been mostly just on the field and competing, and they're both off to a good start. But it's not going to be any different than if those guys were in different years. They're still going to have the same reps. They're still going to compete the same way, and it's okay to have really good quarterbacks in a room together. In an offense that's exciting, and we're going to keep developing quarterbacks the way that we have. And I know that that's a huge part of why they're here. And regardless of how it all plays out for either of them, they're going to get developed at a high level. They're going to be exposed to a high level of offense, and they're going to be coached, the way that they want. They get a chance to compete against really good players, and they get a chance to sit in there with Justin and see what it's like to be around a Heisman Trophy finalist and be in an offense that's had 2 Heisman Trophy finalists in the last 2 years. And that's part of it. So regardless of how it all plays out for them, they're going to keep growing year after year.
When you were here when you were an assistant and Kerry was an assistant, what did you think of Kerry back then, and what did you think when he left? Why do you think he left?
Well, I always had a lot of respect for what he's done in his past. I knew that when I came in here, and then I just watched the way he worked and the way his players played for him, and just the energy he brought every day, and I love that part of his game. I thought he wanted to go experience what it was like to go coach in the NFL, and a guy that he coached with before, and Mike Vrabel, who obviously we all have a lot of respect for here, and see what that was like, and he did, but I think he just had that feeling he wanted to get back into coaching college kids again.
Okay. And I'm squeezing this together into one question so I don't go too far.
Well, are we close to the overrun right now? Or not?
This is just one. Might have 3 parts. What made you think that you could get him back? And then also you talked about sort of with hiring Corey that you would like some continuity here. You guys played a defensive coordinator in the playoff who's been there 8 or 9 years and has a lot. Brent Venables could have gone a lot of places, but he stayed, especially at that coordinator level. How do you strike the balance between I want the very best guys who are going to have opportunities, but I also don't want guys who are going to leave every year? That seems like a very hard balance to try to strike.
It is. I mean, you look at LSU. They just won the whole thing, and they lost both their coordinators, and it's something that goes on throughout the country. And I certainly think that what Dabo's done with Brent and Brent staying there is tremendous, and that has a lot to do with why they've been so successful. But I think at Ohio State you have to keep looking at it go get the best, but get the right fit. And I think when you look at what Kerry's background is, it was the right fit for us. And I know Kerry wants to be here. He wants to be here for a long time. His family's in Ohio, and he's kind of tasted the NFL. So I'm hoping that he's here for a long time, and I think that's the best you can do.
Got time for just a couple more. For second row left, Tony.
I've got the under, so.
He's got a minute, so go.
The inside receivers, you talk CJ, Mookie, Jackson said he's starting inside. Is it because you need to replace KJ? Is that why you have so many guys that you're looking at right now?
Yeah, if CJ were to get that 6th year, then that would give us a little. Yeah,
KJ, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would give us a little bit of flexibility there. But right now, we had played a little bit more 12 personnel last year, as you know, and then we had KJ. And we really didn't have, when we lost CJ, we didn't have an H that we felt great about that we could put in the game, to be frank. So that's a huge deal for us, is trying to figure out where that inside guy is going to come from. But then again, really, the only guy that's really been a starter is Chris. So all those other guys, Garrett and Jameson, those guys got to step up. And then you're talking about Jalen Harris, and you're talking about Elijah Gardner, and some of those, Jalen Gill. Those guys got to step their game up now. It's kind of it's another 3 years into the program. They have to take the next step for us. So, H is a concern, but really all those positions are.
Does Jackson have a legit shot to get in that too deep this year?
Yeah, they all do. They all do. yeah, there's not like we're coming back with 5 or 6 returning starters like we have in the last couple of years. That's a huge emphasis point. So Brian's got to he's got his hands full this spring of making sure that we get guys ready to go.
And final questions over here to the right, Clay.
When you took over, it seemed like Buckeye Nation was like, yeah, this guy can coach. He can coach quarterbacks. He can score points. He can run an offense. But the thing I heard was, wow, can he recruit like Urban? How much did that motivate you, and how satisfied are you that it's pretty good course right now?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I don't get too much into reading all that stuff, but certainly, you want to prove yourself as more than just, like you said, an offensive guy. And so, yeah, we're competing at the highest level, trying to recruit the best players. But again, for us, it goes back to the fit. I mean, we want to have great players. I mean, the best players in the country, but the right fit for this program and this culture. I think that's what I'm the most proud of right now. When you look at the kids that are coming into this program and you look these guys in the eye, they are beautiful kids, and they're made of the right stuff, and they have the right work ethic, the right families, and so and we're getting ahead in recruiting right now, and it's exciting to be a part of Ohio State, which in that case, it's fun to be the head coach.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you,
You're
Ryan.
under.
Ryan, good. Ryan,